When I originally wanted to buy a Nintendo Switch 2, Mario Kart World was probably one of the last reasons I had for initially wanting the console. There was absolutely no way I was going to pay $80 for this game, but having it included as a digital version with the purchase of the console at $500 seemed to make sense to me. And so like 96.7% of all Switch 2 owners today, I have myself a copy of the game. But is it any good? I'm not only enjoying the game far more than I was expecting to, I actually believe that despite its flaws, this game will redefine Mario Kart games forever. I'm going to give you 5 reasons why this game changes everything for Mario Kart, but first, let's take a quick drive down memory lane to fully understand the risk Nintendo took with this one. Mario Kart's been around since 1992, and it's been basically the same game over those 30 plus years with a few minor tune-ups. Super Mario Kart was the one that started it all, Mode 7 magic, flat tracks, but pure racing fun. Mario Kart 64 introduced 3D tracks and the birth of the blue shell trauma that we all still carry. Double Dash came out 7 years later and introduced 2 drivers per kart, a gimmick that was so well received that Nintendo immediately buried it forever. Mario Kart Wii brought in motion controls and tilt steering, but maybe more importantly, online play, which took Mario Kart from being a game you played in the basement of your friend's house to something a lot more competitive. And then there was Mario Kart 8, which many say is the best Mario Kart game of them all, featuring anti-gravity and DLC packs, which Nintendo then sold to us a second time on the Switch for basically a decade. It's the same idea repeated over and over. Keep the core Mario gameplay that we love the same, but introduce a cute new gimmick. But then Mario Kart World happened. Nintendo finally took a risk. Massive open world racing, free roam mode, weather, terrain impacts, knockout tour. This isn't just a new paint job, this is an entirely new engine. I believe this is the biggest gamble Nintendo has taken with this game ever. Did that gamble pay off? Let's talk about 5 reasons Mario Kart World changes Mario Kart gaming forever and whether or not they got it right on the first try. Open world design changes how races are won and what optimal stats are. Mario Kart World is not just going around in circles. Many tracks and game modes utilize the entire open world concept, and this is a huge gamble for a series that was built on tight, familiar race circuits. The fact that you can literally drive to any course at any time is a big change in pacing, so much so that they had to rework the intermission features of races because people were so against it at first. The lap variability makes each race fun and alive. And while I feel like they missed an opportunity to utilize the open world a little bit more in the battle mode, think of how an open world format could bring that entire mode even further to life in the future. Optimal stats are now a little more diverse as well. Acceleration was always more valuable than speed, but with such long roads now in each race, speed is definitely something to consider if you can maintain it for a long stretch. Knockout Tour is the most fun I've had playing this game in years. If Fall Guys and Tony Hawk's Pro Skaters Downhill Jam had a baby, you would get Mario Kart's Knockout mode. Start with up to 24 racers and 4 get eliminated on each lap. What really makes this mode so compelling to me is how it perfectly takes advantage of the open world we discussed earlier. With 6 laps instead of 3, the high-stakes racing is super intense and super fun. New items create even more chaos in this game mode, the biggest being Kamek, an item that summons Kamek who makes all kinds of crazy obstacles and problems. The thrill of not being eliminated right at the finish line makes this mode super enjoyable. Embrace the chaos and I promise you, this game mode will be a blast and something you have never done before in a Mario Kart game. The advanced trick system creates a larger skill gap than ever before. Basically, everything in the world is now something you could interact with, and I cannot express enough how much this brings a legitimate skill gap to Mario Kart that the game has just never seen before. This could add layers to time trials for years as people discover new tricks and shortcuts that didn't previously exist, or just generally get better at stringing tricks off rails, light posts, trees, you name it. Charge jumping is also brand new and underexplored in terms of its maximum potential. If you can see it, you can drive on it in Mario Kart World, and it might be the shortest path going forward, and it might be the most revolutionary game mechanic they've ever made. Speaking of tricks, you have a super cool trick that you can utilize right now that will help boost my video to the front of the race, and that's the like button, the subscribe button, and the comment section. These videos always take me a long time to put together, and I hope you find them enjoyable, so if you do, please share the love and throw some engagement on this thing so we can get more viewers to more people. Now let's get back to the content. Environmental interactivity and dynamic hazards add add tons of complexity, further widening that skill gap we talked about before. Previous Mario Kart games had static courses where hazards and weather were pre-scripted in the same lap. In Mario Kart World, environments react dynamically to time, weather, and player activity. That means a couple of things. One, the time of the day shifts mid-race, and the 24-minute day cycle guarantees that you'll get a full day cycle during any Grand Prix and most knockout races. Two, weather changes. Rain slicks the track and reduces traction, snow pileups slow you down, fog limits visibility, and getting a lightning bolt now might also mean you summon a rainstorm. Three, environmental hazards now trigger unpredictably. A rock slide might happen on lap 2 instead of lap 3. Waves might crash differently each race, or some guy might just unload a truck full of mushrooms right in front of you. This is a huge change for how the games are played because you can no longer rely on a single optimal racing line since the course surface and hazards might literally change mid-race. This could evolve even further if the series decided they wanted it to. What about heavy windstorms or tornadoes? What about earthquakes? There's so much they could play with here. Free roam could be a game in itself. While this game mode could have done a lot more, I still enjoy the casualness of listening to the soundtrack, exploring the world, completing some P-Switch challenges, or just seeing what's out there. Mario Kart has never seen anything remotely close to this, and it adds a possible future RPG vibe to a racing classic. Imagine boosting your player's stats in some ways based on completed challenges or items found in free roam. The photo mode is pretty legit too. So what's the overall verdict when it comes to Mario Kart World? The thing is, I respect Nintendo taking a huge risk here. I believe Mario Kart breaks the mold of what it has been up to this point as one of the longest standing and most successful racing games of all time. There are flaws, it's not perfect, but this is a great game, getting 6 out of 8 legs and really launching Mario Kart into a new future that we've never seen before. A DLC will be coming eventually, and Nintendo always has a trick or two up its sleeve. You don't think they're going to patch up some of the issues that we're seeing on this first go-around? This is just the beginning for a brand new concept on a game that's been wearing the racing crown for over 30 years, so enjoy the journey now and what's to come. What did you think of Mario Kart World? Let me know if I'm completely off my rocker or if I'm right on the mark in terms of how revolutionary Mario Kart World is for the franchise. If you are even remotely a fan of this game or racers in general, and you see value in the Switch 2, then I will see you on the circuit and cannot wait to knock you out of a race right before the finish line. Until then, we'll see you on the next video. Take care.